It's time to take off your clothes, enjoy clothes-free living, and join us for Naked, Nudist, and Naturist.
Welcome to Naked, Nudist, and Naturist, the show that celebrates clothes-free living for all. I'm your host, Frank Stone.
And I'm your correspondent, Lisa Monroe, and I'll be reporting on all things within the naturist community. So it's time to get naked and join us.
And enjoy clothes-free living on Naked, Nudists, and Naturists. Well, greetings and welcome in to Naked, Nudists, and Naturists, episode 194 today. We are really glad that you are with us. We look forward to these Wednesdays, the Lisa Frank extravaganzas. What has turned out to be every single Wednesday afternoon, 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And we are just glad that you're with us to enjoy clothes-free living for all of the right reasons for the next hour or so. We might come in a little bit less than an hour, but be that as it may, we will be here with you, you'll be here with us, and we can enjoy this time together on this Wednesday afternoon or whenever you are listening to the show. So come on in. The pool is great. We actually took a little dip a couple of hours ago, and it was already feeling great. And as we head into the afternoon, it'll feel even better. The hot tub is fired up. We have it going at 100 degrees, dialed down just a little. We usually run it at 104, but as we're getting into hotter weather, 100 seems to be okay. And if you want it less than that, we can adjust it for you. The grill is going full bore. And as I look down from the studio, which overlooks the grill, the person running the grill today is Lily May. You'll hear her on episodes 197 and 199, all about body positivity, and she is a content creator herself from the state of Georgia. So she's running the grill. Can't wait to dive into lunch after the show is over today. We have fruits and vegetables off to the right. Help yourself there, whatever you want. Cold drinks off to the left. Hot drinks inside, coffee, tea, espresso. If you leave the pool screen area, off to the left outside door, we have a hammock and a naturist fiction library. You can read your favorite naturist fiction book while you relax in the hammock. You can also bring the book back inside the pool area. Bocce ball action off to the right, putting greens out the dead center. Back inside the pool area, oh yeah, we have that cigar bar donated by a listener from Ohio, and you can help yourself there too. And in case you're thinking, well, shoot, I forgot it was Wednesday, I don't have anything, and I don't have any suntan lotion, I forgot my towel, my chair isn't packed. Well, guess what? We have that for you as well, all of those items. Extra towels, extra chairs, extra suntan lotion. You only have one job, and that is just to show up. Just be here, ready to go, to enjoy, we can almost say it together, clothes-free living for all of the right reasons. We are glad that you are here on this episode 194. And on today's show, Lisa is getting ready to come in. We will talk about the general tone of emails that's been coming in based on some recent shows. Very positive and a little bit surprising that a lot of people out there, Anna members, don't really know what's going on with Anna. And we won't get into the hows and the whys about all that, but basically they're thanking us for bringing the information forward because they didn't know the information. We have two people running for the presidency. And I don't know if you voted yet or not. You have until June 20th to do so. But we have one person who has been an administrator at a very high level, the college level, $230 million budget, and I don't know how many people under his wing. For about 30 years, he's been highly successful running the administration, the business side, the political side, the HR side, you name it. When you're the head dog, you're in charge of everything. And he's done that very successfully. And that's Joe Rivas. You heard part one of his interview this past Saturday. You'll hear part two coming up on episode 195 this Saturday. And then we have the other person, the current president, and she admitted on a recent show, not our show, another show, that she basically didn't get anything done during her 2-year term because the trustees wouldn't let her and or the old guard wouldn't let her. Yes, she wants 2 more years. She also said the first 2 years were her time to learn the position. Now she's ready to go. The disappointing part is there's no plan to explain how the next 2 years would be different than the first two. You said the trustees in the old guard blocked you. What do you have in mind to get unblocked? You should tell your people if you want them to vote for you. Also, that whole learning curve is bothersome because I was in leadership forever and I still am to a degree. You pretty much have to hit the ground running, and all of that studying and learning curve stuff should have been done before you took office, maybe before you even put your name on the ballot to run for office. Know what you're getting into, not just show up and say, well, son of a gun, I didn't know this. You should know it all before you sign up. And very disappointing 2 years. Membership has been lost. We pointed that out. Do we know if the current president intentionally lied to everybody during the February meeting? I'm going to say we don't know that for sure because I can't read somebody's mind or heart. What we do know is false information was put out. It looked like we got 2,405 new members for a grand total of over 27,000. The part that was left out, we also lost 2,405 plus an additional 514. We lost over 2,900. That wasn't pointed out, and it should have been. It was deceptive at best, and I'll leave that alone for now. So we have two people running for president. One ran an HOA and was a sales team leader, and one ran an entire college for over 30 years with a wealth of experience. The choice is yours. We never tell you who to vote for. It's basically like all the cable news channels say, we report, you decide, there's the information. And a lot of people went on record to thank us for that, giving them the information that they didn't have before. Why they didn't have that before, I don't know. You would think that would be maybe a big deal for the folks at André to say, here's everything going on, but people just didn't know. So we will leave all of that aside for now, and we will move on with today's show. Lisa Monroe is coming in. We're just glad that you're with us. Naked, Nudist, and Naturist, episode 194, another Lisa Frank extravaganza. And I don't know about you, but I hear music in the background. That can only mean one thing. It's time for the great, the terrific, the completely clothes-free and fully smiling, our naturism correspondent, Lisa Monroe. And here she is, the one and only, the one of a kind, the completely clothes-free and fully smiling, our naturism correspondent, Lisa Monroe. Good morning, Lisa. How are you today?
Good morning, Frank. I'm doing terrific. How about you this fine, wonderful, sunny morning?
Not bad.
Good.
But we have a bit of an issue to revisit here if you're into revisiting on a Wednesday.
Okay, well, what would that be?
On a recent show, you kind of sort of maybe alluded to the fact that you might have done some naked dancing on a beach during a twist contest.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a few emails saying, she left us high and dry. She didn't finish the story. Did she dance naked or not? I was not there, so I couldn't answer the question. So I'm posing the question to you. Let's get the full story here, young lady. All yours.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, there's no story to tell. It was a naturist gathering on the West Coast long before I met you.
Wait, West Coast, Florida?
Florida, yes.
Okay, Gulf side. All right.
It was a contest. It was a party, just a gathering. It wasn't anything really big. And somebody had a whole bunch of old records. So they were playing old stuff, the 50s, 60s stuff. And so, so many of us hadn't heard any of that before, And the Chubby Checker song came up.
Ooh,
and someone said, oh, and everybody got them danced. And then someone said, nope, too many of you doing the twist. We got to have a contest. And so that's what we did. I'm not really sure what the prize was. I don't know. But anyway, there was probably about 10 or 12 of us who decided to dance the twist. And so it was, obviously we're all naked. And it was a nature's gathering. What did you say? By a pool. What can I tell you?
Well, you see, you just dropped two bombs in there, like we should
No,
have known. Of course, we were naked. It was a naturist gathering. I hadn't heard either one of those before.
I believe I had reported that earlier, but it was.
I'm not so sure.
I'm terribly
But,
sorry if I'm. It's early yet. Give me a break. I haven't had enough coffee. They don't make enough coffee around here sometimes. Anyway, it was a nature's gathering, and there was a contest, and yes, everyone was naked, and yes, I danced the twist, and yes, I won.
okay, well, see, that's a whole lot of information we didn't have before. So the listeners who wrote in, I think they'll be quite pleased they have the full story, if that is the full story.
That is the full story. Of course, we are naturists. There's nothing untoward about any of that. It was all in good fun. It just.
What do you mean we don't have enough coffee around here? You already have one IV in your right arm. Do you need an IV of coffee for your left arm?
After this week, yes, I could use a second one. But just to be on just in full disclosure, as most of you know, I took dance for years and years. And for some reason, the twist was my thing. So I actually have entered about 8 or 9 twist contests over the years just for fun, nothing crazy, and won them all. So
holy Toledo, I didn't know that.
yeah, well, you should see the other people. They were awful. But anyway.
Oh, okay, well, okay. Those are the contests to enter. Find where
heck yeah.
nothing but lame people are involved. Sign up, you win. But I have a feeling you were pretty good.
Well, I wasn't bad. I wasn't bad. Yeah, I wasn't, as we talked earlier in another show, I wasn't much of an athlete in the athletic kind of realm, but I was good at dance.
Okay. Now, the twist itself, as I understand, that's basically one move over and over, isn't it?
Well, there are things to go. You can twist up and down. You can twist you twist all around. Like you turn as you twist. You twist on one leg. That kind of. Yeah, there's a lot of different things to do.
But it's one of those dances where pretty much anybody and everybody, even if you have zero sense of rhythm, you can kind of sort of look okay doing that.
Pretty much so. Yeah. There were a couple of people who probably should have never been on the dance floor, but that's okay. They had fun, so they belong.
Don't forget, for a long time there in my life, I played at wedding receptions.
Yes.
I did a lot of other things in music, but the big bucks were playing private parties and wedding receptions.
Yep.
I saw every possible level of dance, and most of it not good, by the way.
I believe that.
Some of it flat out laughable. You could. I got to the point where I could see somebody coming on the floor, and I would tell somebody else in the band, "Okay, keep your eye on that guy," and it would be ridiculously funny because he just didn't have, obviously, no dance classes, no sense of rhythm, but by golly, he was going to have fun. So you can't fault people for that, right? Okay, I have no talent, no skill, don't know what I'm doing. Let's go. I kind of admire people like that. They just put it all out there and look ridiculous, but they don't care because they're having fun.
What is the saying? Dance like no one's watching?
Yeah.
Absolutely dance like no one's watching. It's the most, it relieves tension. It brings joy. It, gives you cardio if you really want to go at it. I mean, there's an awful lot of things about dance that are wonderful and that just, like I said, that one humorist on TikTok, his line is "Find your joy," and I love that line because it's true. Just find your joy, whether it's dancing or whatever. But the twist was fun.
Someday I should tell a few stories from my days playing wedding receptions. Some of them get pretty.
I've heard some of them.
Pretty interesting.
Oh, very.
But I remember one, and this is not a pleasant story at all. It has nothing to do with naturism. It was one of those wedding receptions where everybody knew everybody from both sides. Both families knew each other forever, and now their son and daughter's getting married, and it was just a big celebration. They went all out. They spared no expense. Well, I don't know, some point through the evening, an older gentleman dropped to the dance floor. Like he just, boom. We don't know at first. Did he pass out? Did he pass away? We don't know. Yikes. And everybody in the place, you could hear a collective sigh, and everybody stopped, and the band stopped. And it was not my band. I was playing with another band, and the whole band stopped. And the leader of the band knew everybody on both sides of the family. He had grown up with these people too. And of course, he was deeply concerned, like, oh no, what? And then finally he looked at us and said, "Play, we got to play, we got to play." He's like, well, it's a good idea because otherwise it's just silence, people staring at the sky on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And so we played as a distraction. But that's, by the way, the end of the story is the guy was okay. He
Oh,
just
good.
got a little drowsy or dizzy or whatever. But I have many more interesting stories that kind of involve a little bit of naturism, but maybe not today. Maybe we'll save that as a tease for down the
Oh,
road.
well, now you made me tell my naked twist story, so you're going to have to tell your almost naturism band stories.
Well, okay, all right. We'll make a date, as they say, and we'll tell some of those
Okay.
stories. And by the way, this is our 43rd straight Wednesday. Remember when we started? Well, we'll do most Wednesdays, maybe 2 a month, maybe 3. Well, we've done every one since I think was July 30th of last year, which means 9 more, and we've hit a full year of straight Wednesdays. How about that?
You know, when we first started talking about the second show, I was like, oh, goodness, okay, we can do this. And then all of a sudden, we've done it for 43 weeks in a row, and it doesn't even seem like it was not ever there. It's
Right,
just kind of
right.
strange.
What was the day? It might have been Wednesday. They used to have a series of commercials. Is it Wednesday is Prince Spaghetti Day, or was that Tuesday? I don't remember now.
I do not remember either.
Okay. Let's assume it was Wednesday. Wednesday is Prince Spaghetti Day. Well, not anymore. Wednesday is Naked Nudist and Naturist Day. How about that?
Exactly. And pretty soon, we're going to have Monday in the bag, too.
I know. I remember seeing this one movie. It had to do with the National Football League and the draft and all the stuff going on around there. And I know it had to do with the brain injuries that a player suffered that the NFL apparently knew about, but they kept it quiet. And then a lot of players would die early in life, like in their 40s or 50s. And it turned out they had some kind of a brain injury. And so lawsuits were filed, and attorneys were discussing it. And they said, we're going to take on the NFL. And somebody said, are you kidding? The NFL is so big and powerful, they actually own a day of the week, every Sunday. So maybe we're the new NFL. We own 2 days. We're going to own 3 days a week. We're going to beat the NFL. How about that?
That works for me. Absolutely works for me. Does it come with a couple of players by any chance? No. Never
just
mind.
me. I'm the only player, and I played some football. Don't forget, in the street.
Okay. Well,
okay.
that'll be good. That's perfect.
I am all that you get. I'm the only
That's it.
football
That's
player.
it. That's it.
All right. Not 6'5", not 300 pounds of solid muscle mass, but you take what you can get in life sometimes.
I didn't say that. I think it's a lot. So there you go.
I am not sure why you're laughing. Did something happen that I didn't notice? It couldn't have been what I said.
No, it wasn't what you said at all.
Okay, good. Just putting it out there. Well, we wanted to very briefly talk about emails we have recently received. But before we do, as I recently announced, we talked about, we are not answering most emails right now. And there is a reason for that we cannot get into. We've been advised, let's put it that way, advised not to answer emails right now. So if you've written in and wonder what in Sam Hill is going on with these people not answering me, it's because we've been advised not to. Don't take it personally. It's just an overall thing. But over the last few shows, I guess culminating with episode 190, I think, I did some figuring, and we'll talk about this more on Saturday. But the response has been ridiculously over the top, overwhelmingly positive. And there's one note. I don't want to read the whole thing because I don't want to get into this. We're trying to move on from all this stuff. We put the information out there. Dear Frank and Lisa, and this is a regular listener who's communicated with us before. We've put letters of his on the show before. Thank you for providing all the new detailed and clarifying information in your 2 most recent shows. I agree the facts were incriminating, and I no longer believe that you had an unprovoked hatchet job going on. I paraphrase that a little bit. This guy originally wrote in and thought, what is wrong? Why are you being so mean? And then he realized, they're not being mean at all. They're just giving the details as they became available. We didn't wait until a certain time. Okay, let's air it now. No, it became available. It's like, well, we better put this out there this week. So as a result, at least it's our belief, this is from the emails we've gotten, is because of this, people realize, we're just putting the information out there. And the response has been ridiculously positive. And I'll tell you how ridiculously positive on Saturday. I have not even shared this with you yet, Lisa, but we did some math, and it's now that I brought it up, I should probably say it.
Yeah, probably so. Don't leave
The-
people in suspense.
The percentage of negative emails as opposed to the number of downloads that we have, it's literally, and I'm not making this up, 0 point and then 5 zeros, 5. So 0.000005%. So there you go. Everything else we've gotten is positive. So let's move along from that. And I don't know, sometimes I get confused. I'm not sure if this was your idea or my idea, or if it was the idea of either one of us, but Aria André is coming through. Well, there he is, coming through the door right now. Did you invite him in, or did I, or did neither one of us? I can't remember.
Neither one of us did. I do believe, however, we said yes, he could come back at some point in time. So apparently he assumed today was the day.
Okay. He's getting his mic ready. We'll bring him in a minute. Yeah, I don't remember having him on the show list. Like all of a sudden he's here and now he's sitting with us. And
Nope.
Okay, sometimes we get surprises around here. I guess nothing wrong with that, right?
Well, Andre's a nice guy, and he can sing, so it's not a bad surprise at all.
Oh, yeah, he can definitely sing. Looks like he's halfway ready. Let me turn his mic on. Aria André, a famous opera singer from France, is here. Although we don't know why, but André, good morning, sir. How are you?
Oui. I thought I would come in today and sing a song for you and tell some jokes, if that is okay.
The last time we talked, which was just a few days ago, you said you'd be willing to come in to relive when you sang Some Enchanted Evening from episode 100.
Oh, that is true. I did agree to not sing this time, but as long as you and Lisa promise soon I will be able to sing, I will go ahead. No singing today, but just sit here and listen to myself sing. Is that a promise? Well, let me start with you, Lisa. Is that a promise from you? Can I sing someday soon?
You can sing someday soon.
Oh, all right.
Someday soon.
Well, no. Let's not someday and let's let it linger in the air.
No.
Sometime within the next month or two. Can we narrow it down to that?
Well, we need to look at the schedule, André. We don't know who's on first, basically. So put you in when we can. How about that?
Well, Frank, let me turn to you. I am getting the runaround. Obviously, Lisa Monroe was involved in politics before. It's pretty obvious. Frank, can I sing within the next 2 months or so?
Why don't we just say yes, Lisa? And if we have to backtrack due to scheduling, we will. But André, is that okay with you? Sometime in the next 2 months?
Oui. Yeah, I will sing anytime I can. So today I'm just going to sit here and listen to myself sing.
Yeah, that's kind of the intent. Lisa, you okay with that?
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
That is kind of nice. I will be able to tell why all the people at my concerts go crazy when they hear me sing, because I get to hear myself sing today. I'm all for that.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Now, you said last time we talked you were going to bring some jokes in, did you?
Oui. Yeah, I have 4 jokes. One of them is a little bit on the lengthy side, but the last 3 are fairly short. Would you like me to tell them now?
Lisa, I would rather he didn't tell any jokes, but we did agree that he could. So maybe now is better than any time else, right?
Yes, I suppose we could. We just have to, remember this is André, and his sense of humor is interesting. So,
well, I don't know what you mean by that, but here we go. My first joke, this is the long one. 3 o'clock in the morning at a very fancy hotel. The receptionist was basically going to sleep. You know how it is, 3 in the morning, Frank. You haven't seen 3 in the morning since you were a kid, but I digress. Let me move on. A little old lady came running toward her, screaming, "Please come quickly to my room. I just saw a naked man when I was looking outside of my window." Well, the receptionist immediately rushed up to the old lady's room. "Where is the naked man?" she said. "He's over there," replied the old lady, pointing to an apartment building across the street from the hotel. The receptionist looked over and she could see a man with no shirt on moving it around his apartment. And she said, "It's probably just a man who's getting ready to go to bed. No problem. but how do you know he's naked? You can only see him from the waist up. And she said, well, if you move my dresser to the window, stand on top of it, you can see a lot more.
All right.
As I said, we have to be careful about André and his jokes.
Yeah, I always feel like I've made a mistake when André tells jokes, but André, is that the best you can do?
Oh, no, I have many more. I have 3 more, in fact. If you don't mind, I will tell them. They're all on the short side, if that's okay.
I think shorter jokes are better. What do you think, Lisa?
I agree.
Okay, André, what do you have here?
Well, the first one, my wife has refused forever to go to a nude beach with me. I cannot believe she is so close-minded.
Close as in the close your door?
Oui, yeah. Close the door wouldn't make any sense. She is close-minded, has her mind on clothes, not on being naked at the beach.
André,
Go
you
ahead,
really
Lisa,
shouldn't have to explain these. You know that, don't you?
That is what they tell me. If you have to explain the joke, you probably should not have told it. But having said that, are you ready for my next joke?
I guess
I guess we are.
Go ahead.
What do you call a grizzly at a nude beach?
I have no idea.
Bare naked.
You said you had 3 shorter jokes. That means only one more?
I see you are a math genius. Yes, only one more, and then I promise no more until the next time.
Okay. Lisa, can you handle one more?
One short one.
Okay, oui, here I go. How can you tell when you see a man at the beach? How do you know that the man at the nude beach is actually Ronald McDonald?
I have no idea.
Because he has sesame seed buns.
Oh, come on.
Now that's a 10-year-old joke. For a 10-year-old. Okay, André.
Well, I take that as a compliment. My wife says 7 or 8 most of the time I'm around the house. So 10, that means I am growing up just like Frank.
Well, she knows you better than I do, thank goodness. So she's probably correct.
Well, that's a very good point. I should probably digress from the jokes. Tell no more, and we'll just get to my song, Frank, if that is okay with you.
That is fine with me. Why do I feel like André is controlling the show now instead of us?
I'm pretty darn sure that's what's going on.
He kind of comes in and takes over like he owns the place.
Yes, he does.
But André, are you ready to listen to yourself sing?
I am always ready to listen to myself sing. It's my calling card in life. I love to hear myself sing. So anytime you are ready, let's play this song.
Okay. This is when André came in for show 100. And he sang Some Enchanted Evening, but you changed the lyrics, is that right?
Yeah, some enchanted evening, you will see me naked. Some enchanted evening, I will see you naked. Not you, Frank, but to my wife, of course. I am ready. That's basically what the song is about.
All right. Well, I am not ready to hear this, but we're going to go forward anyway. Lisa, are you ready or not? It doesn't matter. I'm just asking.
Well, I'm as ready as I guess I will ever be for a surprise André visit.
All right. So here's André. This is a recording. He's not singing live in the studio today, thank goodness. Aria André from France, a famous opera star over there. When he came in show 100, May 24th of 2025, to sing with new lyrics from South Pacific, Some Enchanted Evening. Okay, here we go. André, you ready to sing?
Now, oui. Now that the music has started, I am in the groove, as you Americans like to say. I am ready to go.
All right. Lisa, how about you? You ready for this rendition?
Absolutely. The music's lovely, so it should be kind of fun.
All right. Aria André, take it away.
Oui. I love to do that. Here I go. I will sing right now.
All right.
Some enchanted evening, you may see me naked. See me naked from across the crowded room, and suddenly you'll know I'm close free, 'cause being close free is the only way to be. Some enchanted evening, I may see you naked across the crowded room, and suddenly I'll know you are nude. Then we'll both be clothes free. It's the only way to be. Once you get naked, there is no other way. Once we get naked, it'll be clothes free night and day. Some enchanted evening, we'll see each other naked. We'll see each other clothes free from across the crowded room. Then night after night, we'll stay extra nude. We'll enjoy the sea breeze all over our skin. Once you get naked, there is no other way. Once we get naked, it'll be clothes free night and day.
And there you go, Aria André, when he sang Some Enchanted Evening in episode 100. And André, before I come to you, because I can tell you're overcome with your own greatness over there while you're sipping on water. Not a bad job, Lisa, I have to admit. Not a bad job.
No, Andre always does a great job when he sings, so it was well done and enjoyable.
Well, it's obvious Lisa Monroe is a musical expert when she says I sing great every time. I cannot agree more. Lisa, you are the best. Thank you very much.
Why, thank you, Andre. I appreciate that.
All right. André, anything else? Maybe it's time for you to skedaddle and we can move on to something else.
If that is the nice way of saying, André, get your backside out of here, I will take the hint, Frank. I will disappear, but don't forget to promise. Next month or two, I get to sing live.
Did I say that, Lisa? Do you remember? We might have 10 minutes ago.
Well, sort of, but we just didn't give an exact date.
Yeah, I mean, 10 or 15 minutes ago is a long time. And, I'm having short-term memory issues, so I'm not sure if I said it.
Well, then we will listen to the show together later, Frank. I will prove that you said it. I am going to hold you to it.
All right.
There you go.
All right, André, have a great day. Thanks for coming in, although I don't remember you being invited, but thanks for coming in.
Oui, always good to be here. Lisa Monroe, good to see you. Frank, good to see you. With that, I will head back to France. I have a concert tomorrow night. Life is good.
All right.
Bye, Andre.
All right, let's calm down here. I made a joke about a coffee IV in your arm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking we need an IV with something else in it other than coffee after André's visit. What do you think?
I think you're probably right. I'm not sure what it would be, but unless it's just more coffee to try to keep you from jumping off the... Never mind. No, he's a sweetheart, but he's Andre. So,
it's
but fun. He means well.
Very powerful personality. Believe me, if you're sitting with him,
extremely so.
It just kind of takes over the entire room. Like all of the air in the room navigates toward André, or he has it navigating toward him, and we're just kind of left breathless.
And he's always been that way. So,
yeah. Oh yeah, ever since we first met him. But anyway, let's move on for just a second here. Dan Hawkins was on the show recently, episodes 189, 191, and he mentioned the ISIS Fashion Awards. Of course, when I hear ISIS, I don't think fashion awards, but
right.
Apparently there's a fashion award, and we have a little blurb from that. And it's basically, because I saw some of the video, it's to sell or an award show for accessories for women, jewelry, So necklaces, bracelets, rings, all that stuff. Is that right, Lisa?
Right. I think it may even be accessories, so there may be belts and purses and that kind of thing involved as well.
Okay. So the first paragraph of the description from the ISIS Fashion Awards website, it says the awards were held on Wednesday, May 6, in Amsterdam. The ISIS Fashion Awards is an international fashion competition that's organized in the Netherlands. During the competition, accessory designers showcase their designs on the catwalk in front of an audience and jury. Prizes are then awarded to the top 3 fashion designers. And you want to take the next paragraph?
The ISIS Fashion Awards is the first fashion show in the Netherlands exclusively focused on accessories. Accessory designers are the underdogs in the fashion industry. Often all the attention and fame go to the clothing designers. Many accessory designers feel undervalued and overlooked, but with our IFA, we proved a unique platform for accessory designers.
Well, that's probably a very true statement. If you see a fashion show, it's all about the clothes and the jewelry. They say accessories. There's kind of accents. And I am no expert in women's clothing or adornments. Is that basically an accurate statement? The focus is on the clothes. The jewelry acts as accents.
It is, but it's kind of interesting because in the world of high fashion, I mean, most women will put on an outfit and they'll add a bracelet, or they'll add a necklace, or they'll add a belt, or whatever. So it's something that we do just like men do every day, cufflinks, those kind of things. But for the fashion industry, if you do a runway show, the accessories can make or break how your show is perceived, how your fashion is looked at. And sometimes they go way over the top with really weird stuff, and sometimes it's very understated, but accessories are incredibly important and apparently overlooked for the most part.
Yeah, and that's why they started this whole ISIS Fashion Awards. It says, in the next paragraph, this distinctive format allows fashion designers to showcase their designs in a focused way. For example, no longer are accessory designers forced to work with clothing designers if they want to display their collections. With our format, the accessory designs can take center stage and receive focused attention from the audience. Well, that makes sense. If you design jewelry, you have no forum to display it or show it off. You have to go to a clothing designer and say, hey, can you have some model wear my necklace? And they could say yes or no. And then you have to bob and weave and bargain in the background. Well, here it's just, I design jewelry. I have a show for myself if I can get in. And last paragraph, if you don't mind reading that.
Aside from highlighting designs, IFA also highlights designers. After each catwalk, the jury will ask the designers questions and give their feedback. This will allow the audience to get to know the designer more and the motivations behind their designs. The ISIS Fashion Awards also gives designers and models VIP treatment. Designers and models arrive at the IFA red carpet in limousines and are also photographed and interviewed at the red carpet.
Yeah, kind of like any other big-time show, Academy Awards, whatever, Grammy Awards, and now we have the ISIS Fashion Awards. Now, the twist on all of this, if you've not seen the videos, is, again, normally when you design jewelry, you have to find somebody who designs clothes to add it to an outfit to show off your jewelry. And then you still play second fiddle. People don't really focus on the jewelry. They focus on the dress, and they might notice the jewelry or not. Well, here it's just jewelry, as in no clothing whatsoever. Every model comes out naked as a jaybird, as we like to say, except wearing a pair of earrings or a bracelet or a necklace, or you mentioned a belt or whatever, but that's it. That is the only article they have on. That's probably why this is done in the Netherlands and not the USA. But having said that, what do you think about that? Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? It's not true naturism, but the name of the show is Naked, Nudist, and Naturist, so it qualifies for the naked thing. It certainly gets the attention of people, but what do you think?
I absolutely see nothing with it. I mean, these are designers whose work are important. They certainly can sell for a lot of money. The clothing designers, grab accessories like crazy, and A lot of designers do their own, clothing designers do their own accessories for their own runways. They design them and have them made. So it's an important part of it. And I think that in order to really give these designers what they're due, they design things that are meant to go on the body as adornment. So by God, let's put them on as adornment. And so I think it's a healthy way to show it. And I think that it also shows that the naked body is a beautiful vessel for showing off these kinds of pieces of jewelry or whatever. And so I'm all for it. I think it's great.
Yeah, what I noticed is, I put it on not knowing exactly what it was. And I actually discovered this a few years ago by accident, just on YouTube. They used to be on YouTube. Dan Hawkins said it's been taken off, and I haven't checked, but if he can't find it, then it's not there. But, okay, the first model came out naked as a jaybird, except, a bracelet or something. And I was a little shocked at first, like, are you kidding me? Am I seeing things that aren't there? Does she have a bodysuit on that I can't see? Oh, no, she was naked. So it got my attention, which I think is the main point of their show. They want to get your attention. Well, after maybe the second or third model came out, then I really was actually focusing on the jewelry.
Exactly.
The naked body was no longer a thing to be stared at or, whoa, is she really? No, it's just, and that's what we're after here with the show and the whole movement of naturism, that it is just normal. So I accepted it as normal fairly quickly on with this fashion show. It was no longer, look at the chick on the left compared to the chick on the right. No, it had nothing to do with that. It had to do with the jewelry being presented by women who obviously had a very healthy self-esteem, all about themselves. Any comments on any of that or anything additional?
I think it's terrific, and I think it does show something. It has a couple of pathways here. First off, it's just great that that this type of show can go on, and that jewelry can claim its place as the focus point for these designers because it's their livelihood. But the other thing that's kind of interesting here is that as naturists, we can still be shocked when we see people naked in places we weren't expecting. So it's an okay reaction to go, oh my God, they're naked. Because we, especially those of us who live in the U.S., heaven forbid this would ever happen in Arkansas. We know that, what would happen there. So I think it's also a reaffirmation for us that, what, people can be naked and we can be less shocked the more that we see of this. So I think it's great. And some of the jewelry that I saw was absolutely gorgeous. And some was like, what? I'm not going to wear that. But, but still, I think it's a wonderful thing for all involved, the people who want to buy the jewelry and the people who make it.
Yeah, and it was done very well and very professionally, just like a regular award show.
Yep.
They had audience sitting on, they had a runway, obviously. And then they had an audience on either side of the runway. And I think the judges were at the foot of the runway, facing the models as they came toward them. And it was, they even have a blurb on their website. If you're going to show up for this thing, you agree to being on camera because you're in the audience and we will capture the audience. Now, the audience was fully clothed, but you're going to be there and we're going to probably catch you on film and you're going to be on the internet all over the place. So you had to agree to that to be able to sit in the audience. But I think it's a great idea. Now, I was thinking, could you do that, be one of the models, or could I? Now, it was only women models, but if they had something like that for men, and I thought about it, and I realized I probably could, but I'm not sure if I could be the first man on the runway, and let somebody else do it to get the shock factor over, and then I'll be, the 50th guy. Oh, there's another guy, whatever. And let's look at the watch he's wearing on his wrist. Oh, could you do that?
That kind of comes back to what I just said about naturists can even naturists can be shocked sometimes when there's nakedness in an environment we're not expecting. So, yeah, I think I could do it. I think a lot of it would do with where and when it was and who was there and that sort of thing. So, but I think that if we are true naturists and we have no issues with people seeing our bodies or what our bodies are like, you should be able to just walk out and do it.
Yeah, I agree. And again, I'm not sure if I could be the first one on that walkway. Maybe I could. I don't know. I guess if they said, Frank,
the
Yeah,
show's
you're up
starting and you're
first. You
first,
go.
I would probably go do
You
it.
go. I know
Yeah.
you.
But I wouldn't sign up for it. Who wants to be
Yeah.
first? I wouldn't be raising my hand, but if they selected me first, I'd probably do it because we are naturists and we're clothes free far more. We should figure out the percentage of how much time per day in a given week we have clothes on as opposed to off. It's got to be at least 90% off. The only time they're on is when we have to go in public, right?
Very much so. I mean, it's very rare unless it's chilly, and the
Right.
heat's not on. I tend to grab a robe or a long sleeve T-shirt or something, but for the most part, when I wear clothes, it's just ridiculous. And so I think that again, even as naturists, because we don't live in a freer society that some of these other people are fortunate to live in. As naturists in the U.S., it's still oh my gosh, they're naked factor when we see them in places that we don't expect to see naked people.
Yeah, no, very well said. All right, so again, that's the ISIS Fashion Awards. You can check them out. The link is in the show notes if you want to look. Just be prepared. You're going to see naked women on the stage. Yeah, we hate to shock people, but that's what it's all about. Not necessarily a bad deal, but I didn't feel or get the impression anybody was being exploited. Obviously the women who signed up to be models intentionally did it. They weren't forced into it. Like, come and wear these clothes. Oop, just kidding. There'll be no clothes. They were totally confident. Like, here I am wearing a necklace and let's do it.
And one thing you have to remember about the fashion industry is it's a shock value to begin with.
Yeah.
Ready to wear what we wear every day, is going to be pretty boring. They're going to run up down the runway or they're just going to be a rack show or something. But when you start to talk about couture or these, design shows, runway shows, then shock value is important to them. They want to put it out there. They want to get attention. So this kind of served a couple of purposes. I think it really did focus and highlight the fashion, and it also gave them that shock value to get attention.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they did get attention. I mean, shoot, that's in the Netherlands. We're in the USA talking about it on our show. Well, Lisa, with that, let's head for the hills. We have episode 195 coming up Saturday. And it'll be part 2 with Joe Rivas. What an amazing guy. When you look at his career, he's done it all. And it seems like wherever Joe Rivas has ended up, he's the president of something. The president of this council, this committee, this researcher, this college. It's like just leadership, and wildly successful over about 30 years or so. And so part 2 of my interview with Joe Rivas this coming Saturday on 195. You were about to say something about Joe?
No, I was just going to say that, Joe is extremely great. And I think one of the things that Joe exhibits that's a wonderful thing to see is that it does not matter what he is engaged in, he becomes a leader within that process. And that's just a natural ability. And, people either have it sometimes or they don't. You can acquire it maybe to a point, but not if you're going to show that kind of consistency about his career. I think he thinks processes through, and I think he thinks his situations through and figures out a way to get things accomplished. And that's a great thing. We're really looking forward to the second part.
Yeah, just a very good way to put it, a natural leader. So 195 this Saturday with Joe Rivas part 2. And Lisa Monroe, with that, let's head for the hills. And if you promise to stay just like those models in the Netherlands and naked as a jaybird, we'll see you on Saturday. Is that a deal?
That's a deal, but I will need a really nice necklace,
Well, André left. You'll have to hit him up next time he's here.
Oh, okay. I guess it's up to André, right? Okay, there you go.
All right. Have a great few naked days. We'll see you Saturday.
All righty. Bye, everybody.
The very terrific Lisa Monroe as she goes discoing her way out of the studio today and heading straight to the coffee pot, as is usually the case. I wonder, does that mean I'll get a cup out of the deal too? I don't know yet. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I haven't figured out what to do to make that a consistent deal, but I'll figure it out eventually. It might take me another couple hundred years, but by golly, I'll figure it out. But Lisa does a whole bunch around here. You know everything that she does. I've said it a million times. And We do appreciate Lisa Monroe very much. And for the record, I am not forced to say that. She holds nothing over me in terms of threats. You better tell them I do a lot around here, Frank, or I'll be mad. No. Never said a word. It's just the true feelings are coming out. She does a whole bunch. Well, I'll mention a few things. You already know she does the website all by herself. All by herself. Everything on that website she does. She does all of the memes that you see on social media and the memes for the shows on Spotify, Apple, YouTube. She does all of those as well. And she does everything regarding merchandise. Those are her three big things that I don't know how she gets it all done. One of those jobs would be enough. And she does all three. So again, we appreciate Lisa Monroe very much. Well, we hope that you enjoyed today's show. And, the whole point of naturism, at least in my view, is happiness, joy, celebrating and living life as it were intended. As we mentioned before, we were born naked. Apparently, God wanted us to be born naked, or he would have had us in a three-piece suit and a dress or whatever. But he didn't. He said, I want you folks naked. I want you to live naked. And they did for a long time. And other forces got involved, and suddenly we're wearing clothes all the time to the point if you're naked, and now you're the abnormal one. How did that change? Well, we could go into that and spend a few hours on it. But the point is that it did change. And we do not spend our time on this show trying to normalize naturism. We believe that it already is normal, so it's a matter of educating people. We're not trying to change anything. We're just trying to tell people what was already in place that got changed. So that's the whole point of naturism: joy, freedom, positivity, just enjoying life as it was intended. And there are a few nefarious characters out there. You know who they are. Maybe you know who they are. We certainly do. And the sooner they go away and just have nothing to do with anybody involved in the actual naturism journey, the better off we'll all be. But I won't say any more about that. We just hope you enjoyed today's show, episode 194. Even though Aria André popped in somewhat unannounced, we knew he was coming one of these days. We just didn't know it was today. But by golly, suddenly out of nowhere, there he was. We hope you enjoyed the topics, and come back on Saturday for episode 195. Obviously, part 2 with Joe Rivas, a very talented guy, a wealth of experience, over 30 years of sustained success at very high levels. And we think he's done a terrific job of being the president of André, Florida. He's also very outspoken. He knows what's going on, and he's not afraid to say it and call it for what it is. Hey, this is wrong. We can't do this. This is wrong. We have to change it. This is great. Let's continue it. And so, again, part 2 this coming Saturday. And again, we did invite the other candidate to be who wants to be president. We invited that person on the show. We got no response at all. Not even a no or a go fly a kite. Just nothing. No response at all. Would have been great for the other person to come on and face those questions and get her own answers out there. Okay, here's what really happened, but didn't want to correct the record because, well, we think the record was already correct. That's our opinion here. And maybe it's hers too, because she chose to not come on. Can't speak for her, don't want to do that, but we did invite her, in case anybody's wondering why they have Joe Rivas on and not the other candidate. Well, now you know. Well, she was invited, and she gave no response at all. At any rate, let's keep it happy, let's keep it positive. Join us this Saturday for episode 195. Joe Rivas will be our special guest, and we thank you again for being with us today on this Wednesday extravaganza with Frank Lisa Frank. Well, you've been listening to Naked, Nudist, and Naturist, episode 194 today. We give you a brand new show every Saturday morning, 6 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, and on most Wednesdays, 12 noon Eastern Time. Continue to join us. Check us out on our website, nakednudistandnaturist.com, Spotify, Google, Amazon/Audible, Apple Podcasts, and also on Twitter. You can write us anywhere, anytime, any place. And we thank you for being with us today. Plan to join us for every single one of our shows here and have your clothes off when you're listening. We have our clothes off when we're broadcasting, enjoying the naturist life.
We celebrate clothes-free living for all. Remember to enjoy being naked and join us again for Naked Nudist and Naturist.
We drop a brand new show every Saturday morning, so come back and join us. Have your clothes off when you do for Naked, Nudist, and Naturist. Have a great clothes-free day.